Mucho gusto, mi nombre es Giovanna, es un placer conocerle, entrevistarle y bienvenido a Ecuador. Quisiera preguntarle antes que todo, ¿quién es Prem Rawat?
Well, thank you. And I've always, since I've been here, I've felt a very warm welcome. The hearts of Ecuadorian people are very warm. And who is Prem Rawat? Well, that's an interesting question. At a young age, I understood one thing, that I need to be fulfilled from inside, not fulfilling my ideas, because things were not in my control to fulfill my ideas. But I had to feel fulfilled. And that fulfillment occurs from a very deep part inside of me, not outside of me. Fulfilling things on the outside was okay, when the birthday came, or you wanted a toy, or this or that, or have this friend or that friend. But what about the inside? And even in my lunch breaks, I would sit isolated away from everybody and just think, what is the possibility here? What is available here? I mean, can I be fulfilled? Can I have that feeling inside of me? And the answer would always be yes. Yes, you can be fulfilled. And then when that possibility came in my life, to recognize, to be able to turn inside, I took it. I grasped it. Instead of abandoning it, instead of throwing it away, instead of making it insignificant, instead of not recognizing its value. Because for us, a lot of us is like, listen, this is what's important, this is what's happening in your life, this is what's important. But all those things are transitory. They are here today, they change tomorrow. But you are you. I mean, I have pictures of me when I was very young. And one day I was looking at it, and I must be like 3 years old or 2 years old. And I was looking at it and I said, I wonder where that child went. Because he didn't die. But where is he? Where is he, this little kid that would play, that would do whatever he was doing? Where is he? And I realized that that's me. But it's not me. It's me, but it's not me. And that's the transitions of our life. And we change, and we change, and we change. But there is something still inside of me that was there when I was 2 years old that has not changed. My quest, my want to be fulfilled. If you're not thirsty, you won't look for water. Mm-hmm. But if you're thirsty, you will. And if you're really thirsty, you'll find it.
Okay, entonces un camino que uno tiene que caminar y algún momento lo encuentra. No hay etapas preestablecidas.
No, just have the thirst. Because your thirst will take you there. The thirst will take you there. And it'll take you there quickly. Mm-hmm. It's not like, will it take 12 years? Will it take 10 years? No. Once you find the thirst, once you find the hunger, it happens.
100. Entonces, yo soy un periodista. Entonces, estas palabras son muy bonitas. Pero yo necesito hechos, cosas para tocar. ¿Por qué, si es tan sencillo, el mundo funciona exactamente al opuesto de lo que usted dice que es tan fácil de hacer?
Okay, I am sure that in your life you have lost something. Mm-hmm. And you're looking and you're looking and you don't find it, and you're looking and you're looking and you're looking and you look here and you look there. And maybe you even abandon looking. Oh, I lost it. I don't know where it is. I don't know where I put it. Maybe somebody stole it. Maybe something. And you abandon. Then one day, maybe you open a drawer, or you look under the bed, or you are cleaning and you look under a cabinet, and there it is. Now, because you abandoned it, that's why it appeared under the bed? Or was it always under the bed, but you were not looking there? The beauty is there. Are we looking for it? What are we looking at? What are we looking in? We're looking at formulas that other people have tried and failed. But what about turning inside? What about looking at you? That you are that source. The words that you find beautiful, do not do justice to it. Do not do justice. Because that feeling is far more profound than any words could ever express. A few weeks ago, I was at home and I heard my grandson say to his mother, "Mommy, I am hungry." You've heard that, no? Little children say this to mother, "Mommy, I am hungry." So I didn't think much of it. Oh, he's hungry. She'll take care of it. And then I walked into the kitchen at lunchtime, and I was hungry too. And I asked the cook, "What do you have for lunch?" He said, "Mommy, I am hungry." I did not walk into the kitchen and say, "I am hungry." I said, "What do you have for lunch?" After this came out of my mouth, I started thinking. Both want to achieve the same thing. We want food. He wanted food. I want food. And the reality of wanting to have food is hunger. I want to satisfy my hunger. And yet, a little child has the wisdom to express the need. And a grown-up adult like me has lost that. Because somewhere it went from I am hungry to mommy, I want chocolate. I want candy. I want cake. Something happened. And I want to talk to you about that. Not food. What happened? What happened? People say, I am poor. People say, I am sad. People say, I am lonely. That's just like me saying, I want a friend. I want to be rich. I want to be entertained. I don't want to be sad. I want my problems taken away. But truly, what is it that we want? What does the heart desire? Not the formulas. The world is full of formulas. Creation is powerful. Powerful. I mean, it is powerful. And destruction is powerful. I mean, it is powerful. Extremely powerful. And you, my friends, something is holding destruction back. Death is being held at bay. So far, this breath keeps coming. That's why I say that this is the blessing of the divine. Nothing else has enough power to hold death at bay except the divine. This is the tug of war. This is the rope. On one hand, creation, one hand, destruction. Pulling, 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 pulling. And something is being held. And do you recognize, acknowledge, understand what that is? Mommy, I am hungry. I need in my life to be fulfilled. I can have a huge list of things I want. And we all do. Somebody wants a promotion. Somebody is looking for a wife. Somebody is looking for a husband. Somebody is looking for a child. Somebody is looking for a daughter. Somebody is looking for a boy. Somebody is looking for this. Somebody is looking for that. Somebody is looking for a house. Somebody is looking for a watch. Somebody is looking for clothes. Somebody is looking for shoes. And nobody is looking for the divine. in your list. I don't care what you have. I don't care how long your list is. I really don't care how long your list is, and I don't care what you have on your list. So far, the first thing that list says, Mommy, I want to be content. Nobody can live with that emptiness. It's cruel. It's excruciating. Trying to find answers in a world that is only full of questions. Only questions. Only questions. Wherever you go. When you see a friend, what is first thing said? Hey, how are you? A question. A question. A question, a question, a question, a question, a question. Is there a place which has just nothing but answers? Yes, there is. And such is the pace inside of you. Just answers, no questions, just answers. Why are you here? Answer is inside. The answer to that question is not in words, but in a feeling. In a feeling. Appreciation. Appreciation in life is extremely, extremely important. Without appreciation, it is like having food that has no flavor. It is like having ice cream that has no sugar, no sweetness. And so, what is it that we need to appreciate in our life? And one thing is definitely true. You can only appreciate that which can be appreciated. So is there something in us? Because we live our lives, we have our jobs. Some days things are good, some days things are not so good. Some days it feels like you're dragging. Some days it feels like you're flying a little bit till you hit a wall, then you go, okay. Then you have your Saturdays and Sundays, and you do kind of the similar thing. And then Monday comes, and then you do the same thing, and then the Tuesday comes, and it does the same thing. And so, then you begin to realize that life is passing by very quickly. And have you truly accomplished what you want to accomplish? And in this world, there's only two ways to survive. Only two. One is that you find that joy, that you find that beauty, that you find that wonder that fills your heart. Or suppress the feeling. Suppress the feeling. Learn to live without wanting happiness. So sad. When I went to prison, not that I did something wrong. I went to the prison to see some prisoners. They had invited me, come, talk to us. And the last one that I went to was in South Africa. And I can tell you, as prisons go, it was appalling. It was a bad, very strict prison. Even approaching the prison, it was barbed wires, razor wires, electric fences, on. And I was like, I'm going to see prisoners, I'm sure they're not happy. And so then when I started talking to them, I realized, I looked at them, and they had smiles on their faces. And one of them actually stood up and said, when people told me that you were going to come, I said, no way is he going to come to this prison. No way. Said, you're busy, you're traveling. Why would he come here? And then when I showed up, he says, I cannot believe it. And he had a smile about that big. I still see his face. He had a smile about that big. I can't even smile that big. And he was so profoundly happy. So I'm shocked. And at the same time, I know that the reality is much kinder. That the joy exists in the heart of every single human being. That the peace exists in the heart of every single human being. No one is void of the most essential human treasures. No one. That everyone is sent on the face of this earth with the most incredible and divine treasures one can imagine. What do you have to do? You have to know the art of looking within. It's an art. Absolutely, it's an art. And you don't know it. You know the art of creating. And remember what I said earlier on? Do you know the art of admiring? Do you know the art of witnessing? Do you know the art of appreciation? That's the word I used. Appreciation. Do you know the art of appreciation? Do you? To see untainted, to admire with no other wishes, to acknowledge with sincerity, to accept with understanding, to feel with no barriers in this life, the beauty that is within you. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Water has no shape, and air has no shape. You know that, right? But, ever seen a cloud? Have you ever seen a cloud? That's what that cloud is. Just for a little while, water takes on a shape, and so does the air, and it becomes a beautiful cloud drifting in this ocean of atmosphere. But always changing, 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 and changing, and changing, and changing. And then just as magically as it had appeared, just it's gone. And gone where? Nowhere. Nowhere. Because all that same exact thing will come again next day, and there will be a cloud. And it'll go away and the cloud will disappear. Who are you? Made out of 99% of you is made out of 6 elements. Calcium, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, hydrogen, phosphorus. That's what you're made out of, 99% of you. And where is all this going to go? Back to where it came from. Like a cloud, assembled and disassembled, and assembled and disassembled. An ever-changing cloud playing this beautiful symphony of the two that do not have shape, momentarily will take on a shape. And on this planet Earth, you are that cloud. But, as a cloud, you could do something. As a cloud. Don't get involved in trying to make the cloud live forever. It's just not going to happen. Okay? It's just not going to happen. But you could do something. You could bring rain to the desert. And you could make a seed that has laid dormant, waiting for this miracle to come through, to drop that one drop of water on that seed, to transform it from a little husk to a flower. Do you think you could do that? Well, as a cloud, you're well suited for it. Really well suited for it. Could you make it rain? Could you make it rain, the rain of appreciation? Could you make it rain, the rain of gratitude? Could you make it rain, the rain of love? Not for something, but for that divine that resides in your heart. Could you do something whilst you're a cloud, that something will change in such a beautiful way that it'll never be the same? And that flower will go on to have more seeds. And some cloud would have come and dropped another rain and another flower. That's how peace happens. One conscious human being reaching for that inner depth within, inside of them, embracing the good, the beautiful that is in you. When you do, you make it rain, cloud, you make it rain. And when it rains, something is transformed that'll never, ever be the same again. And that is the simplicity of life. I know that those clouds are responsible for not one garden, but forests. Those little clouds are not just responsible for one little pond, but rivers. Those clouds are responsible for so many flowers and so many creatures. Those little puffy things are not so little. They are mighty. Why are they mighty? Because they make rain. They are the rainmakers. And that's what you are. You are the rainmaker. Who are we? the invisible has become visible, and the shapeless has taken on a shape. And this is the shape. Always changing. Every second, every minute, every hour, every day that you're alive. It's changing, 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 changing. And in the midst of all these changes, there is something that does not change. Why? Because it cannot. Why? Because it is. It was, is, and it will be. Everything in this universe is dependent on something else. But this, the unchangeable that resides within you, is not dependent on anything. Everything depends on it. It does not depend on anything. And you are the vessel in whom this divine resides. So, that's you. What do you think? You know, I know you hear people, I'm sure, say, how can that be me? You know, there's so much greed in this world, there's so many problems in this world, there's this, there's that. I'm not saying there isn't. Did I say that? I didn't. What I said is that you are the vessel in which the divine is residing. That's all. That's all. That's all. I'm not here to tell you what future might bring to you. I don't know. I wish I knew. I don't know about your past, but I know about the moment called now. We have about this much time. What would you like to do? What would you like to do? May I suggest, do whatever you want. And know thyself. Live your life. Live your life with a thirst and a focus, and you'll succeed at whatever you want. That's my suggestion. That's my suggestion. Stop chasing the signs of water. Stop chasing the signs of water. In a dry river bed, there is signs of water everywhere. You can see exactly where the water carved this out and carved that out and did this and did this and did this. But you cannot water your plants with those signs. Water is water. It cannot be substituted. Find the water. The water that dwells within you. The answer that is waiting to be recognized. You are looking for peace, and peace is looking for you. And what do you need to do? Be still. Stop running around. Be still so that the peace can find you. You have in you the love that you've been looking for. You have in you the joy that you have been looking for. You have in you the truth that you have been looking for. You have in you the divine that you have been looking for. You.
As we know, you are working through many decades trying to bring peace to people, trying to make people find the peace that's inside themselves. And with your humanitarian work with people that are in prison and things like that, you got some recognitions, you got some awards. Recently, you received an award recognition that was given to Nelson Mandela and Hillary Clinton. And I would like to know, how do you feel receiving this recognition, this kind of awards, and how does it help your work?
Well, I don't see that the awards are just for me. I see that they are recognizing the involvement and the efforts of everyone who is interested in having peace on this earth. This is what I see it as. Yes, they may have my name on it, but I really see that that is a recognition of all those people who want peace. Not the critics who say, no, there can never be peace, but it is someone in a beautiful position recognizing the efforts and works of all of us around the world, whoever you are, wherever you are, that you are interested in peace. And that's what's going to make a difference. And the way it helps is that people have a greater understanding, a greater knowledge that there are people on this face of this earth who are genuinely working to bring peace. This is very, very important. Not some concept, not some idea, not some theory, not another book, please, but genuinely hands-on working and are interested in bringing peace on this earth.
São Paulo, where we are recording this wonderful interview, and personally for me it's an historical interview. It's a very complicated area talking about conflicts. Some people say that's safer to live in Baghdad than living in São Paulo. Well, anyway, you received a title as the Ambassador of Peace from Unipass, University of Peace, and you also received a citizenship title from this city. I would like to know, why do you think that people that live in a city with so many problems, with conflicts, why are them receiving so well your words of peace?
Well, I think when this message touches the heart, and this is very, very different. It is very easy to touch a person's mind. It is very difficult to touch a person's heart. But when a person's heart is touched, a beautiful reality starts to take place. When it hasn't rained for a long time and the first rain begins, there is an incredible smell, a beautiful perfume. It is the smell of the earth absorbing that water. Now, you can actually, and definitely in India, you can actually buy this perfume. But to smell it in real,
Different.
it's completely different. And the same thing when the heart gets touched. This is not about theory. I'm so thankful to the people who gave me the Unipass, who gave me the Ambassador of Peace. Every time I go out there, try to talk to people, I try to uphold the standard of what they have given me. Be the Ambassador of Peace. And I would like to see nothing more than the 7 billion people on the face of this earth to be the ambassador of peace. Each one.
Okay. Well, we are here celebrating 10 years of this so special TV program in South America, especially here in Brazil. And I would like to know, what's your vision to the next 10 years from now?
More and more and more of this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful expression of peace, of joy, that being alive does not have to be painful, that it is the most beautiful thing that can be celebrated, that the breath comes into me, the breath comes into you, and that is the most direct gift of the Creator. Every time you are touched, the same power that keeps this universe and all the universes intact just came and touched you too, in the expression of the coming of this breath, of the expression of coming of this day, in the expression of coming of the understanding, in the expression of coming of the clarity, in the profound, most profound expression, the expression of peace.